back to You Me Mon. Today we've got another cooking video, but it's all focused around pasta. I'm actually half Italian. My dad is from Padua, and so this is a little bit of inspiration from my Italian family. So today we have 3 recipes for you, super easy, super quick. I thought that these would be some good recipes to share because during the week when we're busy and we don't have much time after work, it's always nice to have a home-cooked meal, but something that doesn't take too much time to think, but also can utilize the ingredients in the pantry. So the first one is the easiest out of all of them, and it only has 6 ingredients, I believe, excluding salt and pepper. So before we actually cook the pasta, it's good to just get everything prepped, because once the pasta's cooked, it's basically just throwing it all together and tossing it through the pasta and it's done. You could probably make this whole recipe in about 10 minutes. So let's get started on that prep.
For this recipe you'll need 100 grams of pasta, 1 clove of garlic, chili flakes, lemon, chopped parsley, olive oil and salt and pepper.
To start off with, I am just going to get 1 clove of garlic and I'm going to finely dice that. Perfect, that's done. Put that to the side. And then we've got some flat leaf parsley, or as they like to advertise it, continental parsley. I don't really understand what makes it continental. If you know, let me know. But here we go. So you just want to dice that up as well. You can see I'm not really that fussed in terms of how fine this is diced. There's even a little bit of stem in here. I wouldn't be too bothered, but you do want everything to be kind of the same and not too large so that it can really be tossed in the pasta nicely. That is it. We will need to grate the lemon and squeeze out the juice, but in terms of general prep, that's all you need. Let's get into the cooking. Okay, the pasta's ready now, so it's time to go guns blazing. So first things first, let's turn the pan on, turn it onto a high heat. Make sure you have everything next to you because this is going to move really quickly. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook off the garlic and the chili. So this recipe uses olive oil, but a little thing I like to do is, if you've ever gotten olives or feta that's been marinated in olive oil, I like to use that marinated olive oil in these mixes. So this is one way I like to reduce my waste, food waste, but it also has added flavor. If you don't have any of this, then just use regular olive oil, but because I'm wanting to use this up, I'm going to put about 2 to 3 tablespoons in there. And to that, I'm going to add my garlic. As long as the parsley gets in there, it's okay as well. And then some chili, about half a teaspoon. You're going to cook that off slightly, and immediately you can start smelling the garlic. To this, you can add your pasta. So straight from the water. I'm going to add some lemon juice. As well as the actual lemon juice. And the parsley. Now we season some pepper, a pinch of salt, and that's done. Take it off the heat. If you want, or you feel like it's a little bit dry, you can also add a splash of that cooking sauce as well. Just to create a bit of a sauce. Now it's my favorite time, taste testing. I'm sure it's everyone's favorite. So, like I said, I just made enough for a 1-person dinner. if you want, you can add a bit of extra lemon zest. But there you go. That's the dish. This is super easy. And you could even add broccoli or chicken or prawns to this dish if you want to add your protein intake. So good. This is actually also unintentionally vegan, I just realized. So friendly for all diets. And like I said, it takes about 5-10 minutes, super easy to make, definitely give it a try. Enjoy!
Next is a classic carbonara. For this recipe you'll need pasta, parmesan, streaky bacon, an egg, olive oil and salt and pepper.
So next we have our carbonara. For our prep we only need to chop up the bacon. I'm using streaky bacon today. Traditionally carbonara is done with pancetta or the curds of pork, so a really fatty part of pork. That's why I tend to use streaky bacon because it has a higher fat marbling. So what I do is I get 2 strips of streaky bacon and I slice them lengthwise, and then I slice them into squares. So I am just making enough for 1 to 2 portions, just because it is myself at the moment. So I don't want to make too much. That's all the prep you need to do. Everything else is done on the stove. So let's head back there. Okay, let's cook this carbonara. So I've got the pan on a medium to high heat. First we're going to cook off the bacon. You can put oil in. I opt out on putting oil. I like to spread out the bacon so that it cooks evenly, and cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes until it gets nice and crispy. Okay, so the bacon's nice and crisp. To this, we're actually going to add the cooked pasta. So I just put it to the side. You can take it straight out of the water. And now you can turn off the heat. You're going to add some freshly cracked black pepper, a small pinch of salt, some Parmigiano Reggiano, or pecorino if you have it, and an egg. So crack the egg directly inside, and this is really important. You need to mix it off the heat. The reason you need to mix it off the heat is otherwise the egg will scramble. We're not trying to scramble the egg, we're just trying to cook it gently. To this, add a little bit of the cooking water and top with some more cheese. And there you have it. Carbonara. Okay, it's time to dish it up and eat. So this recipe in terms of the sauce actually makes for 2 people. In terms of the pasta quantity that I cooked, it serves 1. So just because it's myself, I didn't want to cook too much. I like to just top it with some cheese, some Parmigiano, and some cracked pepper. But there you go, the carbonara. This is my favorite dish that my dad makes for me actually. Whenever we go visit him, he always cooks this dish for us upon our request. Got such a nostalgic taste, it's so good. My partner and I always joke about being the Italian bacon and eggs breakfast. Really quick, really easy, only a few ingredients. Bon appetit!
Lastly, we have our white pesto pasta. For this recipe you'll need pasta, cottage cheese, oregano, walnuts, garlic, lemon, parmesan and olive oil.
Time for our third recipe, my version of a white pesto. So white pesto is usually done with ricotta, but today I'm going to be using some cottage cheese just because it is lower in fat, higher in protein, and the real reason is it's what I have in the fridge. So you're going to need a mortar and pestle or a small blender for this recipe. I don't have a blender, so I'm using a mortar and pestle, and in that mortar and pestle I have my walnuts. So the first step is to crush the walnuts. You want to crush it so that it doesn't have to be fine slash a paste, but it needs to be somewhat granular. It can be chunky, but you don't want it to be a super chunky sauce. You want it to be able to spread evenly throughout the pesto. So with traditional basil pesto, you use pine nuts. All pesto has some sort of nut at the base of it. So that's done, it's nice and crushed. To this, I'm going to grate half a clove of garlic and some lemon zest. I'm zesting about a quarter of a large lemon or half of a regular lemon. You also want to add your Parmesan cheese, some cracked pepper, salt, dried oregano, half a teaspoon, olive oil, tablespoon. Use the mortar and pestle to mix that all together. And once that's combined, all you need to do is add your cottage cheese. That's what it looks like. Once we bring in the pasta, we'll also add some lemon juice and some pasta water to help combine that. Time to serve! So key thing here is make sure we're combining all these ingredients while the pasta's hot. So as you can see, the pasta is fresh out of the water. I'm going to put that into the bowl. And for this amount of pasta, which is 1 serving, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons and a squeeze of lemon. To that, I'm also going to add about a 1/4 cup of the cooking liquid. And then we're just going to combine all of this together. On a plate. Bit of extra cheese. Let's give it a try. So I'm not going to lie, this is the third bowl of pasta I've eaten in the last couple of hours. So my appetite isn't at the highest, but it smells delicious and I'm excited to try it. I really like this one because it's got the crunch of the walnuts, but also the freshness from the lemon and that creaminess from the cottage cheese as well. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but it's really delicious. It's something different from your regular basil pesto. So give it a try and tell me what you think.
Each recipe took about 15 minutes to make. I did it throughout the week after work. So handy when you really can't be bothered to cook. Test them out and let me know how you go. See you in the next vlog.